We did a show a few times back about negotiating, but when you get to the contract, there is a negotiation. It's not like you write the contract and it's immediately accepted by the seller.
Well, no, there's usually negotiation,
Right.
right? The buyer wants to buy low and the seller wants to sell high. And so try to meet somewhere in the middle and make everybody happy. After you negotiate the price, you're also negotiating the closing date when they're actually going to move in. It's got to be a date that works for the seller and the buyer. There may be a need for closing costs for the buyer,
Right.
so that's something that could be negotiated. Sometimes we negotiate things like personal property. They want some furniture, or they want the riding lawnmower, or they want the washer and dryer.
Right.
So all of those things are things that you negotiate. But once you get those agreements, they need to be in writing, what stays, what doesn't.
Right.
Make it very, very clear. Make sure that it's all in writing, because we can negotiate today and 30 days from now, we'll kind of forget, what was I going to leave again?
Right.
So make sure that it's in writing. And then the next negotiation can happen with a home inspection sometime, even though all properties in North Carolina are sold as is, the seller doesn't have to do anything. They can say no. Realistically, if there's things that the inspector finds that makes sense for the seller to repair, they usually will agree, because they would have to repair it for this buyer, the next one. They don't want to go back on the market. So there's some reasonable negotiation there. Unless it's a market like we had during the pandemic, where it was a bidding war with 10 offers, then we didn't do any repairs or, make any negotiations. They all